Really? Need that plugged in anymore.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I'm not sure who the host is. Let's see. It could be Melanie from this weekend. Let me log in here. I'll be right back. I'm gonna leave. I'll be right back.
Oh, I want money.
Me too.
Ugh, I'm multitasking today.
I can't stand it when the bills are not facing the right way.
Oh, that's because you work with money.
Yeah. And it's like, me and the GM are both the same way. We have to have all the money facing the same way. We don't like rubber bands. We like paper clips. I don't know. And for some reason, the other managers think like we need all these dollar bills. I'm like, we don't need dollar bills.
Well,
So-
with all that, with the shortage with money, it's kind of changed a lot lately, hasn't it?
There's a shortage in coin change, but not in dollar bills.
Oh.
Everyone needs to cash in those big jars of coins we have.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm sure one or two of us could solve that problem real quick.
Right.
Sounds like Pam needs somebody to come unload her car.
There's like a sardine in there.
Yes, there was.
That was awesome. No, we went to IKEA today and got. All right, guys. Well, I am so glad you are here. This is our session 2 of Move Into Leadership. And this month, you guys, we got some serious moving going on, and it's pretty exciting to be part of this. Our national conference was off the hook, man. I have to say, and I have to say it again and again and again. Pamela, man, that would not have been what it was without you. So hats off, Chica. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was
Thanks, Pamela.
so much fun. Yeah, and Lisa was bragging and to Cindy and to everybody out there. So they're texting me going, what did you guys do? Yeah, we just backed her, did whatever she needed. And Michelle, thank you for being our IT, making sure all that was running smooth. Thank you guys. Yeah, we had an amazing time. And yeah, pretty cool. Patty, did you enjoy conference?
Sorry, Patty.
I know. Did you enjoy watching
Did
the
you watch?
stuff?
Yeah. Did you watch it? Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
So we're going to do a recap on Saturday. So be sure to join us there so we can talk about what we're learning because we need to rewatch it before the end of the month. Is that right,
Yeah,
Michelle?
I saw
Only
that.
to the
Yeah, the
29th?
30th.
30th?
We have
Yeah.
till the 30th.
Yeah.
Yes, we have until the 30th, but you know me. If you have an iPhone, or I don't know if Androids do it, you
So welcome. All right. So really, we were doing some booking blitzing. We were getting bookings booked while we were at conference. There was recruiting going on. I know that Renee recruited someone, right?
Yes, I did. She signed up and
She what?
signed up last night, and her party is going today.
See, that's how we do things. Congratulations, girl. And
Thank
then-
you.
Melanie, you're working with someone now. Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Yes. And then Michelle, did you have someone you were working with?
no, but I got someone today.
Oh, well, tell us more. What was that?
So my host for my party that I was running last week, I never asked her, and my bad. But her shows have always been horrible. Like I prejudged. Her first show was only $12, and this show was $137. So out of the blue, she just comes. She goes, "Hey, I might sign up on Friday."
You're like, what?
And typically, I would have said like, "Okay, so then we'll wait on your show and do it your launch party." Da-da-da. I'm like, "No, but I need the sales." So I was like, "Okay, so can we close your show right now as is, and then we wait for you on Friday, and then I'll start a whole launch party for you?" And she was like, "Okay."
That's beautiful. Yeah. How much are her sales right now?
Team wise, we are, I think, at 2,200.
Okay, halfway almost. And then
Halfway there.
How about your new recruit? How much is her party up that you're gonna close? Right
Okay, so my new recruit is like rocking it. She already qualified. She's at 1250 something. She's submitting like a $500 party today because she's waiting for the previous host, and she has 2 other ones that are closing on Friday.
Nice.
So I think you're gonna be really beautiful with sales. I think you're gonna hit that for sure.
Yes.
So director this month, girl.
Yep.
Exciting. All right. So anybody else have any horns they want to toot? What's going down? What's got planned?
I have a potential recruit.
Pamela, tell us more.
Oh, it's a guest on a party.
A guest on a party. And did you send a message or how did that conversation go?
There was more that she wanted to get, and we just started talking from there.
See? Yeah, that's it. Just build a relationship. How can you help them? Yeah. Congratulations. Anybody else?
I have my first block party going.
Hey.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's the first one. It's everything's new. So,
Oh my gosh.
and
Have you done
Holly-
regular ones?
Oh, I have a block party going with 4 hosts, and then I have a regular party going with 1 host at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. But you've
This is
done
a-
regulars before.
Yeah, that
Okay.
I like doing, believe it or not, I'm sorry. I like doing them single. I feel like I have more control, but this whole block party thing, I feel like wait, did I answer you? No, wait. Oh shoot, I forgot to answer them. Yeah. I'll get used to it.
You will. And then you're going to go, what? I only have one person in this party?
Patty, where are you on? How many recruits do you have, Patty?
I'm sorry?
How many recruits do you have, hon?
I have 1 on my team currently, and I have 1 in the wings that I'm meeting with on Monday. And then I'm booking a party with a potential person who's joining.
Very good.
This is her planned promotion month. So we're working it.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Yeah. Because she's got the parties going, she's got the recruits coming, and her recruits are having parties. I think your new one has 3, Trish.
Yeah, she's got a party starting tomorrow. She's got her actual launch party on the 21st, and then she's got 1 other party to be put on the books.
Yeah. So sales, I think, are going to be good. So it's just now talking to more people.
Shelly,
Yeah.
Kristen added another party.
Added another party.
August, yeah.
Okay. See, she's got it. She just has to get over the thought of people are going to be worried about the shipping. Where they're not. People are not worried. They haven't. I barely get anybody asking anything. They're like, okay, sure, that's fine. Yeah. So
I
once
like
you don't worry
mention
about
it once, and then I've never had anybody ask. And I've had in the last, well, let's see, I don't even remember now. I closed a party at the end of June. Those people went to my party that I just closed last week, and now those people are in the party this week, and everybody just keeps talking about they can't wait till they get whatever they ordered at so-and-so's party, and ooh, I'm gonna order this at so-and-so's party. I'm like, okay, you know?
Yep. And then if they're like concerned, all they do, they just message me and say, hey, do you know an update? And I say, well, they're on the 10th and yours was ordered on the 20th. So got a little bit longer. They're like, okay, thanks. Just was checking.
Hey, Letty. Hey, Heather. I saw you pop in.
I know. Heather's audio is connecting. So there's Heather. Oh, almost. And Heather's with Melanie. So she's here and she's excited to be working her business so that she can promote too. So as soon as she's on, we're like, hey, there she is.
There you go, girl.
Hey, Heather.
Hi, Heather.
I'm sorry.
We're all waving at you, girl. We're so glad you're here.
I know. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh.
No worries. Yeah, so we are just having everybody toot their own horn, seeing where they're at with their bookings and recruiting, how we, and so then we're going to be talking today about booking and recruiting. So we've got some training that we're going to be talking to you about, but tonight, right, this time right now, we wanted to toot your horn and see if there's anything you wanted to be loud and proud about.
Me personally?
Anybody. Yeah.
Oh. See, I haven't zoomed on a phone, so I can only see one person. Like, I'm gonna get.
So scroll to the left,
If you
to the right.
swipe, yeah.
If you
Swipe
swipe
it
the
to the
screen,
right.
Oh, okay.
then I think you can go,
Oh, okay.
and then you can go get into the others. But yeah, right now we've got 1, 2, 6, 9, 10 of us on here.
Okay, cool.
So I'm going to toot my horn.
Yes, please.
So I'm planning a fundraiser block party for next week for my team. And I'm challenging my team to each find one hostess to represent them at the block party.
Beautiful. Because then it's a party for someone else and not themselves.
Exactly.
That
It's
makes
a party for, it's party for, and we're gonna do Feeding America, and then everyone will have 1 or 2 hostesses at the party, and if we need to make 2 block parties, that's fine, and I'm gonna run them.
Yeah, good. Good. That gets your team with sales, getting them with bookings, recruitment.
That's what I was thinking.
Good job. Good job. Okay. And Leticia, how's your team doing?
So, I think I'm doing okay. One of my team members just closed her party, so she's green today. I have my new one that joined. I think she's going to be really, really good. She's doing her launch party this week, and she's been like posting like all kinds of stuff herself, even though it's not on Post My Party, but she's been adding lots of posts. And she's pretty creative, and she was a consultant years ago, so I think she's kind of just jumping back in. And so that would be my 4 that have submitted this month. So then I just need to get 1 more that submitted. She's like $25 short of her 150.
And then you're done?
And I'm done. I got half by 5.
Yeah, because your sales are already, what, 6,000 for your team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do
So,
you need, honey?
so this is so exciting.
So I'll get it this month, but I'm a little nervous about it. I don't have as many bookings as I normally do, so I'm feeling a little, I need bookings.
That can all change in one message. You just send a message, they get a booking, you send the next. So it's just following up with your guests and making them contact.
Renee got 7 from her message this weekend.
I know, I sent a ton of messages, and I have like maybe 3 that I'm still like iffing on, but I still haven't gotten.
You will. You will.
I have a question.
Yeah.
On Consultant Corner, where it says like how many recruits you have,
Yeah.
it says my next goal is 10. Does something happen at 10?
That just gives you, what 10 means is that you are a strong growing team. That helps you to keep that, to be able to keep your title and growing strong. So that's just the next milestone. You always want to be working towards a goal, working towards the next step. That is it for you. Because out of the next 5, you'll find the next leader.
Yeah.
If not already in your team. Yeah. So it's just a good growing team. It's a good goal for your team to reach that. And you want to every month to re-promote your team as a director every month. So I personally want to do 2 a month, and then my team do at least 3. So we have 5 new every month. So we just constantly are growing, replacing, and keeping everybody excited. And the new people that come on our team are the ones that are most excited and get everybody else pumped up and excited. So having new people join is really, I would say, contagious, as the excitement happens. So that's it. Very cool. Anybody else before we get on? Because we're going to actually start with Holly as soon as we're done here. She's going to be helping with the training tonight for you guys. No? All right, Miss Holly. I'm going to turn this over to you, my friend.
Go. My video's on, right? Yep. All right. Okay, I can only see Shelly, so let me go to my gallery view. There, now I can see all of you guys. Well, I am so excited. I'm so pumped coming off of the conference. I'm exhausted. I'm a little on the physically exhausted side today, but super excited to take us to the next step. And I remember sitting there during conference, and I remember there being a shift in my mindset. And so I told Shelly that I would try not to damage our lesson, but that I wanted to talk on our mindset. And I don't have my glasses with me, so bear with me as I make sure I hit what I'm supposed to do, because I tend to get a little overexcited. and I lose my place on my notes. So I'm going to try to keep my calm here. But our mindset is the most important thing. Somewhere in the notes, I think it should be up a little bit higher. And it says, I think it's on the next page, always remember that your brain isn't as smart as you think it is. Why? Because your brain will believe anything that you tell it, if you tell it enough. And so as we work on our mindset, the number one thing that will sabotage a positive mindset is typically going to be fear. Fear is going to get in the way. Fear of a no, fear of that host canceling on us, fear of not our friends looking at us like, oh, here comes the pampered chef lady again. That's right. Here comes the pampered chef lady again, right? So it's a mindset shift that we have to stay focused on. In our notes, it says that fear is false evidence appearing real. So I am the worst at assuming the worst. Like if somebody hasn't responded to me and I can see that they read the message, I've already I've painted a picture of the ugly conversation and how she's mad at me or they don't want anything to, I go through this whole scenario. Fear is evidence of false evidence of appearing well. We create the false conversation, the false dialogue in all of that. So we want to switch that. And the best way to switch that is to take action. And in order to take action, we have to retrain what we are believing. I have to retrain myself and say, okay, so I'm going to back up just for a second. So, you know, those drivers that are driving really fast and really crazy and they're in and out and they're, practically running red lights and, you're thinking, oh man, that guy's a jerk. Okay. I had to, because I wanted to be the person that pulls over and kind of gets in front of him and says, you need to slow down. I'm the police, right? That's not my job to be the police, but that's how I feel. Those are the emotions that come up. So in order to stop having road rage, because I feel like I'm a recovering road rager, I had to rethink what was going on in their car. Yeah, there might be an emergency, but in my mind, I tell these people, and this is where you guys have permission to laugh. I tell myself that they must have to poop really bad. And they are just going. And it changes my mindset. It changes. I'm no longer anxious over it. I'm just ooh, I need to get out of the way because they're going to go really bad. Okay. It's a simple tweak in my mindset. And I'm not nearly as angry when I drive as I used to be. Okay. So I pulled us some of the, oh, somebody's got some music going. It's got music. Okay. So I pulled out some of my favorite affirmations. And these are things that you have to put in places that you are going to read and repeat. Or as Shelly says, rinse and repeat. So you can make sticky notes. I love sticky notes. These are my plain Jane boring ones, but I buy the ones that are shaped like stars, like hearts. My daughter is wonderful at doing affirmations and putting them on my mirror or on my door so that I can see them and I remember what she sees in her mama, right? But so when we're worried about and we're caught up in fear, my work makes a difference. What I'm doing makes a difference. What you're doing in your business, whether you believe it or not, is going to make a difference in somebody's life. I think that's a really important one when we're thinking about who we're looking at as in recruiting, right? Who are we going to look at in recruiting? Because we don't know their life stories. We don't know what's going on. We don't know who got laid off. We don't know. We just don't know. So if you can tell yourself, my work, what I'm doing makes a difference. And if it's going to make a difference here, it can make a difference there. How about I believe in me and trust my ability to succeed with the right training, right? I'm nervous every Monday when I'm like, is Shelly going to ask me to come in and help here? Because I don't know if I have, I really need the notes. Whereas I feel like everybody else doesn't need the notes. I so need the notes. But I believe in me and I trust my ability to succeed with the right kind of training. Would you guys all agree with that? Yep. I create wonderful business opportunities. Do you believe that this is an amazing business opportunity for somebody? If you do, it has to be part of your affirmations, or you're not going to have success in your recruiting. You have to believe that it's an amazing opportunity. This one is my favorite. As I become more and more successful, I help more and more people. Because to reach the success bar, you have to go through the process of helping others. And I promise you, the more you help others, having a successful title will mean more to you than just showing up at a job and saying, you're our new CEO. When you go through the ranks, you know more, you believe more, and you feel more. And then the last one is, I am passionate about my business, and that shows in everything I do. I am passionate about my business, and that shows in everything I do. If you're passionate about your business, it will absolutely, it'll be overflowing. So when you're excited and you're doing your shows or your live videos, if that excitement is showing, it's contagious. They want to be a part of something that has that kind of passion in it, right? Our leadership, our products, everything about it is exciting, right? Happy hands. Woo. Okay, so your activity is to write down one thing that you fear as it relates to promoting to director or advanced director or senior executive director. So write down one thing that you fear. Just kidding, just kidding. Now, as you look at that or you consider that fear, you have to reframe it. And I would even go as far as, when we get off the call, is to really think about that fear. But how is it that we can reframe that fear? And I'll give you an example that they gave us. For example, if your fear is not being able to recruit 5 team members, change it to say, when I ask enough people, I will easily recruit 5 team members. So with your fear being to recruit 5 people, if you're only focusing on 5 people, the numbers game is not going to play out, but you're going to be able to recruit all 5 of those people. In order to recruit 5, you're going to have to go through the process of what numbers play out, right? So you want to talk to more people, and then those 5 will come, right? Am I on track, Shelly? Okay. All right. All right. I'm doing the booking too, right? So I can keep going? Okay.
Okay, keep going.
All right. And I'm sorry, I can't see very well, so please just.
You're fine, you're doing great.
Okay, so when we're doing our bookings, and I've done it both ways, and 80% of our Pampered Chef parties are booked from the people that you meet at the parties. Your business is working smarter, not harder, when you recruit from your parties. Because as soon as you run out of bookings, you're out of business. And it's twice as hard to get those, because now you're running on desperation instead of determination. So get the bookings from your parties, work smarter, not harder. The other thing for your bookings, and these are things, I wish I knew all this stuff by heart. Bookings, or your host coaching, is the most important part of your relationship with your hosts. It is the absolute. touched base with my hosts in the beginning, but I did not host coach them. And as soon as I started host coaching them, the relationships with those individuals changed, because now I've got a two-way conversation that's going on with them, a minimum of once to twice every single day. As we get to towards the end of the show, I am more comfortable now because now I've had a conversation with them all week just to continue to say, are you sure you don't want to do this? This is a great opportunity. You've got, 46, you have 60 people in your party. You obviously have a group of people who love and adore you. Are you sure you don't want to flip this into your own launch party? Or the other side of that would be being able to say, okay, I've noticed Patty has been commenting on almost everything that we've talked about when it comes to our stoneware. Do you think we could talk to her about hosting her own party and getting some of her stoneware for free? So because now I've already, instead of coming in at the very end and saying, hey, I need 3 parties, you need 3 parties, because now it's forced. Does that make sense? So host coaching is the most important part of our business relationship with our hosts. If they're going to be our business partners, we have to be in communication with them. Even the ones that are well versed with Pampered Chef need that extra host coaching. The ones that are less familiar with Pampered Chef products, they appreciate it. And I use the word trust. Okay, trust me. I just need you to put exactly what I'm telling you. My last party that I just had, I think last Wednesday, her sales were at $65. So I started upping the conversations, doing a little bit more. Have you sent this? Have you done that? Her show closed on Saturday at like $1,011. So we went from $65 to $1,000 show in 3 days. I didn't do anything more than cut and paste and copy what Shelly put in our guide so that we can communicate well. You can tweak it. The point is the exercise and the purpose of host coaching and in the guide is to teach us to connect with our hosts daily, twice a day, whatever it's going to take. The guide works, the concept, the routine that it creates works for us girls, and we've got to use it. So we want to create interest. One of the things that stood out to me or caught my attention when we were watching the videos for National Conference is when we are creating interest, one, we need to know what the host wants, but we also need to build a story around that. We have great marketing imagery. Build a story around, if the host has said they're really wanting a couple pieces of the Rock Crocs, right? We should, throughout that party, be building a story based on the Rock Crocs. So we have our Post My Party, but it may be that we need to be intentional about doing maybe 3 separate posts with videos and our own story selling the Rock Croc. Why do we love the Rock Croc? It's versatile. It goes anywhere. It goes from one to the next, right? It's easy to clean. It's dishwasher safe. We should be building that because while the host is getting excited about it and she's engaging in our conversation, everybody else kind of goes, wait, what? What are you talking about? So create the story around the products. The second part about building the interest that caught my attention was in your personal thank you notes. You're going to send you can send them private, but I started on this last party. On the party, the host is thanking the guest, and then I created a post thanking the guest, giving them more information or an extra video or a recipe that goes with one of the products that they've already purchased, and talking about why I thought that, why they are going to love it. Oh my gosh, you're going to love the popcorn maker. Did you know you can get creative with all your seasonings, and we have great seasonings for that. That was just, to me, I'd never dawned on me to do that. So I talked about building the relationships. How many of you would agree that having a good relationship with your recruiter is invaluable to building your business? Right? Y'all, our hosts are our business partner 1 week, short-term, temporary employment, whatever you want to call it. They are in business with us because they're getting something out of it as well. And the only way we get a better paycheck is by helping them with what it is that they're going to earn, right? The more they earn, the happier they are. If they can get through everything, nothing more exciting than a host having a wish list and getting everything on that wish list. My mind goes, but it's exciting. It's so exciting to help people get free product. I think I covered it, Shell. Did I get them all the points?
I know, I'm looking here, I'm like, I think so. There's a party survey, surprise booking.
Oh, the party survey. Does everybody know how to create their own Google drawing slip? Is that what we call it?
Yep.
If you don't, make sure you talk to your director, because those can be huge tools for you. Because sometimes people who don't order fill the slip out, and now you have all their information in the drawing slip. So it's good to be able to do that side-by-side comparison and shoot them a private message. Hey, you know, noticed you couldn't. I just want you to know that if you're ever, you know, you go through your spill. Would you like to host to get it for free? No, I'm just, you know, but you create a dialogue, right? Those are super important for us to do. And if you, like I said, if you need help, let us know. Part of the host coaching was the surprise bookings. I'm working on that because that's at the tail end of the host coaching, and sometimes I like kind of go flat. But Shelly says that that is huge, and so that's on my to-do list to start doing better.
Yeah, I have to say Thursday and Friday of your host coaching of your guide is where you get the results. It's where you get the bookings, and it's where on Thursdays where the Ask Me Anything game is. That's when you send private messages. Hey, you know, thanks for asking questions. And then it goes from there. But the booking one, that's where the surprise booking message goes, having the host booking challenge. So she helps you get those 3. And that's like Holly was saying, is when they get their wish list, when they get excited about where their sales are at and how they're doing, like, holy moly, you guys, you need to have a party. So doing it at the end when she sees where things are at, she's really an advocate for you. And the goal is to partner with your hosts so that she's also getting you bookings. So important. So, yeah. And if you have parties that you closed that didn't have bookings, go back, talk to everybody. If they have their order, they got their products, then you could just always tell them, hey, I want to see if you got them out of the box. You know, were you able to get everything you wanted? This is the special. Can I tell you about it? So that, you know, we can start one for you. Your host will still get a half off at your party. So you can always revisit old, you know, customers from old parties. But if they're parties from 2 months ago or last month and they haven't got the products, you can give them an update. And that's a good way to segue into asking the question, you know, did you have fun? I would love to get you free products, you know, that kind of thing. So always reasons to reach back out to your customers, and that just builds the relationship. And they, at that point, don't feel like you're a one-night stand, that you're really going to be, there to help them, there to, you know, see if they need anything, to give them an opportunity to get it for free. So always revisit. Customer care is something that needs to be in your daily routine. So, or at least your weekly routine, I should say. Yeah. So any questions for Holly or anything about booking so far? Mindset, anything? Melanie, you're muted if you have any questions.
Okay, I do have a question. So, as far as how do you decide who gets the surprise booking versus the rock star versus the different messages for your guests?
And so the surprise one could be just coming as people are, if you could even start surprise booking messages earlier in the party. Because it could be someone that's like, hey, look at the products I have in my kitchen. And they're like guests that are like showing off a little bit. You're like, you love Pamper Chef. You know, I would love to book a party so that your it's a surprise for your host. You could be her first party. There's the script in there in the guide under the resources of what to say. That surprise booking one could start earlier. And with any of your guests that already seem to be asking a lot. The rock star is for those that comment at least 3 or more times. I mean, you can even go 2 or more, but it's just really the one that you could send to every person. But that's just at the end, and it really just is like, you are amazing. We need to do a party to get you free stuff kind of thing. So it just makes them feel good, thanking them for being part of the party. And if you're asking every person that was commenting on the party or placed an order, you're gonna see results. It's not just just messaging one person or 2 people. It's every person that was a member in the party that, at least, made a comment. And everybody that booked a party needs a thank you, and let's get one started for you so you can get more stuff. So that way you really have a big funnel that you're filling with leads. Because if now's not a good time, is it no, not now, or no, never? Remember? And so that way, if they're like, oh no, this is just not a good month. Okay, well, how about next month? And sometimes like, oh no, not next week. The following week is better. If you don't ask, is it not now or not never? A lot of times they just say, no, it's not going to work for me. You're like, oh, is it not a good time for you? No, this week is bad. Oh, just take the conversation a little further to really see how and when this could help them. But yeah, good question, Melanie. Thank you. All right. Well, that's one thing, is ask everyone. I don't think we can express that enough, is to have enough leads to ask. But we're going to actually go right into our next topic, is about recruiting at your parties. So we all have parties booked. And now you have a pool of people that are all excited about this party. They're all in the party, they're checking it out, they're seeing what's happening. So this is where you're going to be getting most of your leads, right? Okay. When you are sharing the opportunity, the best thing you can do for your business personally is to do the 4-in-1. You guys all know what that is, yes? 4-in-1. Anybody not know what that is? Heather, do you know what 4-in-1 is? Every 4? Not yet? Yes, no? Okay, so 4-in-1, what that is it is a new format that the company has. It's been tried and true. The people that have shared this with us, with the home office, this has been something that has propelled consultants from consultant to national executive directors, to the top of the company. Because what's happening is, your plan is to book every 4 parties you have, you recruit 1 person from them. And that's the plan. And you can decide how many of those 4-in-1 plans you want to do. If you want to do 4-in-1 every week, if you want to do 4-in-1 every 2 weeks, 4-in-1 every month, whatever you're able to do for your life is what you want to focus on. But just having that mindset that at every 4 parties, I will be talking to enough people to have 1 recruit from those 4 parties. Because typically 1 in 10 say yes. So if you're actually every host, that's 4. And then at the 4 parties, you're wanting to contact at least 2 people to make sure that you're asking them, have they thought about earning some extra money? This would be so fun that this could be, if they book a party, this could be their grand opening or launch party. So talking to enough people, that will result in bookings, in recruit leads, So every 4, 1 more. That's what we want. And so that's how we're training now. And that's what we're talking on, because it's proven to work. So if it's working, that's what we're doing. So I'm not going to go against that. But to do that, you'll really need to identify 3 to 5 recruit leads from every party. That means that you'll want to be intentional about your recruiting. You want to make sure that you're looking at the conversations in the party, that you are making sure that you're sending the messages. Being intentional about it makes a difference. You're not just going to see what happens and see if anybody asks you, because typically they don't. Typically. So you want to make sure that you're sending the messages. But there's always a recruit at every party. The question is there a recruiter? So that's where you now have the verbiage in the guide that you can just copy paste right into messages to people. Start the conversation in the party. Just, hey, great question. And then you answer, if they asked a question, answer it there, but then extend the conversation into a private message. Just say, hey, I sent you a fun little message. Check your messenger. They know you sent them something. They're going to look for it. And then that'll carry the conversation. Because sometimes your message goes to that other folder, gets into lost land, and you have to go looking. So that's one way, is just to let them know they've got a message coming, and then you'll start that conversation there. But The very first lead you have from every party is, who is your very first lead from every party? I said it once already, but who is it? I'm gonna ask you guys. Do you guys know?
Your host.
Your host. Good job, Michelle. Exactly. It is your host. And what you want to do is you want to make sure you're asking your host at least how many times? Hold up your hand. How many fingers? 5 times. Yes. Thank you, Patty. 5 times. And it's written in the guide. So it gives you in the green how many times you're going to ask her to join your team. They'll say no, and they'll say no, and they'll say no, no thank you. And at the end they're like, you know what, maybe. So it's something that you can do. And if they say no at the last one, say no problem. We have bookings booked from your party. You know, this is one of the things I started kind of adding is, do you plan to go to each of those parties in order? Yes. Well, why wouldn't you want to just be the recruit, you know, the consultant with those? I help you run it just like yours. Then that way you can earn the commission from each of those parties since you were going anyways. So it just keeps that conversation going a little bit further, but I'm recruiting at least 2 to 5 people every month because I'm asking enough. So it's a pretty good thing that I know that it works. And so that's why I like to teach you guys what I'm doing. Okay, continuing where I left off. What did I say? So let's talk about how to identify potential new consultants at your party, right? So I want to ask you guys some ideas, and then I'm gonna add some of my own. But who do you guys think of that could be a potential recruit at your party? So you have to unmute yourself for a second. I want you guys to kind of think about this. Who do you think could be potential recruits at your party?
People who order a lot.
Oh, good. Okay.
Or people to wish list.
Oh, give you a wish list. Yeah. Okay. Who else?
The people who are commenting or giving suggestions to everybody else in the party.
Okay. Anybody else have an idea? Hey, kids.
Maybe people who say who like a lot of stuff but only order a little bit.
Oh yeah, yeah. Only order a little.
Anyone who messages you for a catalog, an online catalog, that opens the door right there.
Yep. And then the last thing that it says here is that everybody is a potential consultant. You ask everybody. You don't prejudge. You don't think this is something that may or may not like. You ask every person, because I have always thought about Pampered Chef as a gift. It has been a true blessing in my life, and I know it's blessing so many others. So my part of my job is to offer the opportunity to other people. It's up to them to take it, but it's my job to offer this gift. And then just knowing how it can truly make a difference in their life, I want to continue to ask them because I know that this would be something great for them. So every person in the party has the opportunity to say yes. And then I know I've done a good job. So that's one of the things is every person should get a message from you saying, hey, did you have a great time? Have you ever thought of earning some extra money? This could be fun and I will help you get started. Every person. And they're like, oh, no, thank you. Well, no worries. Having a party is actually one of the best ways you can get, tons of free products. Why don't we get a party set up so that way you can get tons for free and your host get the half off? Oh, maybe, or sure. So just sliding down the mountain, asking every person what we think is the hard question is recruiting, because everybody typically sometimes thinks they're being pushy, right? Have you guys heard that before? Do you feel like you're being pushy if you ask them this question? When in reality, it's being stingy, because you're keeping all this amazing thing to yourself. You want to offer it so that others can have this opportunity to have this great life and to make the ends meet and to get these products and to, do something different in their life that's positive and happy. And being around us is, I love being around you guys. You guys always lift my spirits and make me excited and feel happy and loved. So people need that in their life, and we can help them.
Can I add something to that, Shell?
Yeah.
I have one of my aunts. She's my uncle's ex-wife, who I still refer to her as Aunt Carrie, and I will always refer to her as Aunt Carrie. She called me randomly and asked if she could sign up. And I was like, but I need to be honest with you. Had I ever thought to ask her, because they live a very, say hi to baby.
Hi, love bug.
That's Mr. Theodore. a very formal name for the cute little guy. But if so they work in a lot. Her husband's a pastor, and they do a lot of mission work. I just would have never have asked her, one, to even be a host. But she knew I was doing it, so she called and asked. I know for a fact I would have taken the verbiage out of the host coaching, because I probably would have never offered it, because I wouldn't want her to put her in a position to like, well, no, I want to, but I can't. Her first paycheck, I think, was over $400, and it was almost as much as she made in a month.
Oh,
and
my.
she was on furlough. And so, because she worked in the church's office. And so Pampered Chef was a gift to her that provided something that has continued. She's one of those slow and steady wins the race. She's bringing home a paycheck every payday. So don't prejudge.
Yeah.
Ask everybody. That was the most humbling lesson I have learned in all of this. A couple times I've been tempted to think, oh, maybe I'll just not like push it. And I'm like, nope, slow and steady. We got to do it, because we are making a difference in people's lives.
Amen. Yes, we are. Yeah, and don't take the verbiage out of your host coaching. Even if they say, oh, I already do another direct sales, or, oh, I already am happy when I'm doing, say, I think you'd be fabulous at this. So I'm going to continue to ask, because I really feel this would be great for you. Continue to ask. They may say, no, please don't ask, whatever. I'm going to do it. That's my job. And that's because I know this could be good. And so if you have something passionate about, you want to make sure that others take advantage. So I've actually never, ever had someone say, please don't ask again. Never. So that's 23 years. So it's a compliment to be asked. You know, if someone were in another direct sales to ask me, like, wow, thanks. You know, I appreciate you asking. That's pretty cool. So it's that feeling of, I think you would be great at this. That's a compliment, and continuing that forward. So I'm glad you shared that, Holly. Thank you. Okay, so the lesson is ask everybody, right? Okay, so how to get a commitment. There are 3 steps to recruiting in your parties, all right? 1 is to inform everybody. This is where you inform your guests about the benefits of the business. So this can be, you know, through the Ask Me Anything post, guessing games, which we don't want to do guess the paycheck anymore. They have asked us not to do that, but you could leave the kit cost out and say, guess which one is $159, whatever, you know. So you could do games like that, just to let them kind of get excited about, ooh, what do you get in that? Yeah, so you could do telling your story. That's a really good one, because it talks about yourself, but you become relatable to other people when you share your story. So that's a way that you can get the information out to people. Testimonial videos, not maybe the ones from the home office, are great ones that we can use. They give us many options for testimonials that we can put into our shows. But some examples of how to inform people, you can share your story when we do in-person ones, you can share your story just telling them. But in your virtual parties, you can do this in a post, like a picture of your family and a little verbiage, which we have in our template. You can go live and tell everybody, you know, I'm so excited that I got started with Pampered Chef. It has changed my life. And I really, you know, this has been something that to allow me to stay home with my kids, to be part of everything in their life. Plus I get a paycheck that really provides us everything we need. I go on free vacation every year. So how many of you guys like free vacation? Those kind of things. So then at the end, say, you guys, I'm going to do another post at the end of the party to tell you why I still stay. So then that way, now they're intrigued. They want to know why. So sharing those kind of things you can do. Of course, you can pre-record that video and share it. It doesn't have to be live every time. You can pre-record it, right? Keep it short and sweet and create desire for the opportunity. So also you can use recruiting posts. In the marketing imagery, you can use those ones that they have in there for us. Those are really, really good about informing about it. They have cute posts. You can see them all over. There's different groups that have other posts. We have some in our template that you can just use and not have to think twice about it. But you want to make sure that you're creating the interest and inform during your parties. Mix it up using some different everyday ones. You could use video testimonials. There's one that's called Why Pampered Chef. That's a good one that you can put in there. Of course, the kit photos. But one of the things that I'm going to be adding into my new templates is a recruiting message every day. Something about recruiting every day instead of every other day. So I'm going to be trying that next to see how that goes. But it could be a game, it could be a post, it could be a video, something every day to kind of build that interest. Because most of the people that you will come across need to hear something 7 times before they actually hear it and realize, oh wait, that could be for me. So just doing it once, you may not get much attention, but if you do it every day and build on it and the fun about it, and not just in the face, but quick little things, then they're like, wow, that's cool. Look all that you can get. Look what you can do. So that's something you'll be seeing in the next template I do. But post the Ask Me Anything image, because that gets people asking, hey, you know, let me know if you have any questions about what I do. And then you just give them a few example questions. But it's something that they may be like, ooh, I need this for myself. Or, oh, I know that my sister would be great at this. Or, you know, it just builds those ideas for them. So informing is what we do during our shows, showing the post. Okay, that's just informing. That's not recruiting them. That's informing them. It's like on a freeway, you drive by and you see the billboards. Okay, that's just informing you about it. That's not going to get you to go, get you to say yes, get you to the next part. It's just information. So number 1, inform. Number 2, this is where you invite them. Someone have a question before I go? Okay, sorry. Can you hear my dad?
I unmuted myself by accident when I was trying to talk to my kid, and I don't know. I'm sorry.
No, you're good, honey. Good to see you. Okay, so number 2, this is when you invite them to learn more, right? This can be through a post and then follow-up message to personally invite the guest to learn more. So you've got your information, you've got your billboard, right? You've got the information going. Now they like it, the post that you did. So what do you do with a like, right? You're like, ooh. You then private message them. Oh, I'm so glad you liked that post. Do you have any questions I can answer about that? You know? So just because they might not have a comment, because a lot of people are like, ooh, I don't want to say something, and other people know that I want to know more. Or so they always put their own fears. So you always follow up in a private message, so that way you can answer their personal questions. Here's some examples of how to invite people, because this is something that I didn't know in the beginning. I thought, ooh, this is good. So play a game that opens communication for you. Try a simple guessing game where guests have to message you their answer. Okay, do you know what happens when you have them message you? Do you know what that does?
You message them. It makes you guys like where you can message each other, or
yes,
give an alert or something.
Yeah. So when they message you, they've opened that communication. So when you respond, she is now able to see every message you sent her. Because if you message them, it may go in that other folder. It may be something that's pushed down. They may never see it. But if they initiate the message to you, they get, when you respond, it's now an open communication and they see everything you send them. So super smart, right? Yes. So have them send you an answer by private message. That's why in the opening message that we have already scheduled into our party, it's send me a private message to get the online catalog. So when they private message you, they now, when you respond, they will see every message you send them. It goes right into the notifications.
I was just going to say the same thing. I guess I was a little sneaky. When I had a giveaway or something like that, even though they just placed an order, I said, you know, whoever, blah, 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 ding, 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 you're the winner. Message me so I can get your details and send you your prize, even though I'm sending it with their order. But they don't realize it and they go, oh, okay, I won a prize. And then all of a sudden you've got that open dialogue.
Amen. See, those little things help you build those relationships, so they'll get that information right away. Okay. So the game. So thanks. Are you having a good time at the party? Is anytime they message you first, ask them if they're having a good time, because they're going to respond. It's not like, here's your information, and then asking them a question that's, let's have a party. They may be like, ooh, I don't know if I want to answer that right now. But if you ask them if they're having a good time at the party, now you can say, ooh, I'm so glad you're having a great time. What do you like best about it? You know, are you a baker? Are you a cook? And so it's just learning a little bit about them. So then they'd be like, oh, this cool. You know, I get to know her a little bit. They feel more comfortable talking to you. So in the beginning, when they open that communication, that's when the relationship starts. Trying to find out a little bit about them versus just saying, I'm glad you're at the party. Let's book one for you. And they're like, they don't really know you or feel comfortable with you yet. So that's a great thing, is to build that relationship through the private messaging. Look and listen for signs that your guests may be interested in the business. So when you see the green flags, right, message the guest and start a conversation. So who do you know who is a party rock star? Those ones are the ones, like we were talking before, that engage with fun comments. They use GIFs or emojis. Those are fun people. So they interact and add value by sharing why they love a product or a recipe, or other guests to try. They're sharing pictures of their food. They're, saying, oh, I have that product. They ask questions about the business. They message you with a question or ask to have a one-on-one conversation with you. Those are rock stars. So those are the ones you send that message to. You invite them to learn more about sharing. When anybody asks, sure, I want to learn a little bit more about becoming a consultant, the best link you can send them is from your website. That Be a Consultant link from your website, that's what you send every person. And I have that as a text replacement in my phone. So all I have to do is just, hashtag and then join. And then that goes, the whole website link goes right to them. So that is something that is a fast thing to send out, because then it gives them the opportunity to read through, to get a little more information, because that information is not going to recruit them. You calling them and following up with them is what is really going to get closer to a yes. So also, we have our opportunity events every other Friday. I go into all my parties and I invite people that are maybe want to take a closer look, to be a fly on the wall, or to ask questions. We have a live Zoom opportunity event coming up next Friday. I would love for you guys to take a look and let me know if you want, if you want to join. So in my parties is where I put that Zoom link. And now we're always going to have IDs to put in there. I think that's what I call it. So the last part of this is called Inquire. Renee. All right, this is when you inquire about any questions guests may have about the business. You can do this through text, through Messenger, even just pick up the phone and call people. But here's some of the questions you might want to ask people. And I will put these questions in our group, so you don't have to write these down. Have they looked at your website? What questions do they have? What appeals to them about joining Pampered Chef? What kit would they choose? That's actually one of my questions at my parties. What kit would you choose? Are they ready to get started, or do they still have some more questions? Ask every person at every party about the opportunity. You ask short, specific, open-ended questions that require more than a yes or a no, because you want to really build that relationship. So instead of, have you ever thought of becoming a consultant, which could be easily answered in a no, and then nothing else, right? Instead, you want to ask, have you had, if you had extra money every month, how would that benefit you? Okay, that now needs an explanation. That needs a little more than a yes or a no. So that is going to help you see what they could use that money for, and then that's what you're going to help them earn every month. What would that extra money help you with, or how would that benefit you? But that would allow me to be able to pay, my car payment every month and not stress about, taking money from other areas. Oh, awesome. How much do you need for your car payment every month? $328. Awesome. Okay. So just doing 4 shows in a month, you could easily have your car paid for. Doing 4 shows like this, that could pay for that. So just showing them how they could earn what they wanted. Personalize your message based on what you've learned about your guests during the party. So they have an example here. I love it. This is all pre-scripted for us. I love that. So I'm teaching you guys exactly what you're going to be doing when you join us. So here's an example. So I'm going to use Patty. Okay, Patty, you've been on my mind. I know you mentioned your current work or your life balance was feeling out of control, and we're looking for a change in your job. I think a Pampered Chef business might be a good fit for you. Here's why. It can be so hard to find the flexibility you need in a 9-to-5 job. I've been there. What if you could still do something you love with a flexible income that lets you spend more time with your family? I'd love to tell you more. Do you have 5 minutes to chat with me? I'm free now or at 2. And so you'd pause between the questions, of course, but that is how you could get that conversation, to be able to talk to someone to see if they have questions. If they aren't sure or don't respond, you can send them to the, the Be a Consultant page on your website and encourage them to check out the perks, the testimonials, and the great kits. Then schedule a time to follow up and invite them to the opportunity event, right? I'll put verbiage on the party or on the group. But if they are interested, but want to think about it and learn more, ask what questions they have and help them with any concerns. This is a great opportunity to screenshot the conversation and then send that to me or your director so that we can help you with the response. So when you guys are talking to your hosts, when you're talking to guests, the conversations are there and then you're like, I don't know what to say. Screenshot it, send it to your director so we can help you with a response before you respond to them. Because we've been recruiting. And so we can help you with taking that conversation and really tailoring it to get them back on course to saying yes. So be sure you're sending screenshots because it does make a huge difference. And you'll see that the same questions kind of happen over and over and you're like, oh yeah, this was asked before. Here's what I said. So then you'll get used to it and it just becomes habit. But it's pretty exciting that people say yes when you make it about them. But not everyone you invite will say yes. Okay. So intentional follow-up is so important. When someone shows interest, you connect with them and then you make sure that you're asking your upline, which is me, if you're on Pamela's team or you're on Holly's team or you're on, who else is in here? We have Renee's team. So you can follow up with us and we can help you. But one of the things that is really important is when someone says yes, what you do is you go, okay, this is exciting. Welcome to our team. I would love to help you get started. And then you three-way conversation with your director because we have a script already written of what they need to do first, what they need to do next, invite them to our team page. So there's already a script written out. So when you recruit someone, it's just, we have it all scripted. We have it all so that nothing feels like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do, what to say. It's already done. And we walk you through it and we help you right along. But when people do say yes, it's exciting and it's fun. And we want to cheer and be excited with you. So make sure you let us know right away. And then if people do say no, it's okay. Remember, with bookings, we're going for 100 no's. We're trying to get 100 people to say no. It's really hard to get 100 people to say no. But you could do the same thing with recruiting. If someone says no, that's okay. Thank you for being honest. I would love to, then you just go right into booking, but let them know, I would love to follow up with you and see if this could be something we could revisit later. Would that be okay? And they say yes, sure. Then keep a rolling contact list. Keep a spiral notebook of people that you've talked to, what the conversation was, when you want to follow up. And then that way you always have a list of people that you can invite to opportunity events, that you can revisit when there's an incredible special, things like that. So always take notes and keep track of who you contact, booking and recruiting. Because in that way we can help you, kind of go, oh, get out your list. We're going to help you with some verbiage to talk to them too. So always have those handy. You could do it in a computer. You can do it on a spiral notebook. You can do it, whatever works for you, but keep track. Okay. So any questions? I know I talked really fast, but is there any questions so far? Because we're almost done here. I have a little wrap up, but I want to see what you guys thought. It's hard when everybody's muted. No? All right. Well, then I'll keep going. If you have questions, ask, you guys, okay? Don't feel like you can't interrupt because I want to make sure you leave here excited and have something that you're like, oh yeah, I'm doing this, or that was great information. I want to make sure I do that. But always leave these calls with, an idea of what you're going to be doing, what you're going focused for. But we have some things, of course, like last week, we had homework for you. This week, you're going to continue to do your check-in calls with your director. Continue to do your 10 to 30 contacts a day for booking and recruiting. Because for most everybody on this call, this is your promotion month. So you want to make sure that you're reaching out to every guest and asking, that you are really hitting that 10 to 30 contacts that you're offering the opportunity to, and continue to do that. We are going to actually have you write your story. There's going to be questions you will answer, and then you transform that into your story. And so then that's something that you'll share on your parties. because in that way people get to know you a bit, they can start to relate to you, and it really is something that people, they not necessarily care what Pampered Chef does for you, but how it can do for them. So when you share what it's done for you, they're like, oh my gosh, I could totally have that. So sharing your story, we'll give you information so you guys can do that. Make a list of things you learned in this session that you're taking away. And then keep adding names to your list and contacts. But here's some things that you can write down. Ready? 2 or more ideas for booking parties at your parties, because you're going to answer these questions. So these are, the first one is 2 or more ideas for booking parties at your parties. The next one is how you'll inform people at your parties about the business opportunity. What were 2 ideas you really liked about sharing, informing? Remember, that's the billboard, just telling them about the opportunity. What are 2 things you liked? And how you'll identify and respond to party rock stars. So who are you going to be looking for in your parties? So those are the things that I want you to take away from this. Because when you are intentional, when you're focused on what you want, that's when things happen. And you're always, if you're uncomfortable with what you're doing and you're like, I don't want to do that, that's when the magic happens. That's when you grow. That's when you see results, because you're doing something to change what's happening. What's the one saying? I don't remember what it was, but something about if you're doing the same thing over and over and you're expecting a change, is that insanity? Is that that's what I was looking for. So you want to do something.
Doing the same thing and expecting a different result.
Yes. So you want to do different things to get results. You want to try new things, because that's when you're like, oh my gosh, that worked. Shelly was right, or Holly was right, or Pamela was right. So you want to make sure that you're trying new things. And we only want to give you a few things a week so you can try those in your current shows. So always, you guys, dash training. Every time you're like, I'm not sure how to get more bookings, you take a booking training. I'm not sure how to talk to people about recruiting, take a recruiting training. There's so many options for you guys out there, but start in Dash, because those are the newest. Those are the ones that the company has for us to do now. So start with the Dash ones, because it's going to give you ideas that maybe you're like, oh yeah, I remember hearing that, but you didn't do it. So always try to hear new things, take new trainings, because they are going to reroute you to what is working and what you should be doing. So Dash, that's where you go. I don't know if there's anything else. Anything else you want to add, Holly? Any other leaders you want to chime in?
Nicely done, ladies.
Yeah. It's kind of nice when the company says, here, do this. Okay, thank you.
No, it's still got you. You still insert your life and your experience. And
yeah.
Thank you so much. It was awesome.
All right. What did you take away, Melanie?
So my takeaway was to start the relationship at the beginning of the party. As soon as they start messaging for catalogs or and opening up a link with them, and then get to know them, and then ask for the booking. Don't just ask for the booking right away. And I do already ask, what do they like about the party? And so that does start to build that relationship. And then I'm going to start informing about the opportunity every day too. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. So I'm going to do that. And I will put some ideas. If you guys find a good one that you like, put it in the group. Put it in the Move Into Leadership group for July. And so everybody can kind of put in their ideas of what they like for recruiting posts. So we can have a kind of an array of options to choose from. I think
that's a great idea.
Yeah. They come once in a while. Not often, but yay. All right. So Renee, anything from you, my friend?
I think what I want to say mostly is that we can take everything that was given by Shelly and Holly, but if we don't actually set a goal to do it, then we're not putting it into place and into action. When I know that when I set my own self goals, that's when I achieve it, because then I believe it. And maybe it's not going to happen exactly on that day, but at least I know I'm having a goal to go forward, and that helps for me to work towards what I want and make it happen, because it does every time. And challenge one of us. Pick somebody to challenge. See if you can do it.
You guys
Make yourself accountable.
Yeah. So you guys, you see the members that are in the group, message one of them. Pick an accountability buddy, we'll call it. And so that way you guys can say, hey, what are your goals? What are you working on? Let's keep each other accountable. You know, let's tell each other what we're doing so we can work on this and promote together. So I think that would be fun, because then it's not just, you know, hearing us every week and then feel like you're on your own trying to figure this out. You aren't alone, because everybody here is working toward the same goal. And so when you have everybody here and supporting and encouraging each other, that's the magic. That's when you're feeling part of something that's bigger than you. And that's when, you know, it gets exciting. I'm so excited that I get to work with all of you. But okay, so anybody else want to share something that they are going to be taking away from this and doing right away? Let's do one more and then we'll be done.
For me, I think it's getting people to message me so that I can have access to communication with them.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of one of the, when I'm messaging people directly, I don't know that they're getting the message. And so I think I get like a little frustrated, or because I don't get responses, but I just don't even know if they've even seen it. Right. I need to be more intentional about finding opportunities for them to message me directly. And then I think I'm seeing that it's like really is a numbers game, you know, like getting to all the no's, because I know like last month I was a little bit discouraged that I wasn't getting the numbers of recruits that I needed. But when I look at like how many parties I've had, like I've scheduled, so I think I'm like on 31, but I still have like 2 or 3 of them that are set up that I haven't. So I've done like 28, and I have 7 recruits. So then that kind of works out to the every 4 and 1. But it's just, they don't come when I want them to come.
Yeah, that's like what I was saying, is like you want it to happen right now, but you've planted, you know, you planted that seed, and now you just have to harvest it and to get the fruit of it. So yeah.
I like struggled to get 1 last month, you know, is what I, you know, and then it's like all of a sudden this month I might have 3, you know.
So right. Yeah, it gets exciting, but that's it. Is it what we want? You know, we can't base what we want on what they're going to do. You know, we have our goals, so we have to talk to more people to be able to get what we want. We can't just put all our baskets in, you know, eggs in one basket, we'll say. You know, talk to just 5 people to get 5 recruits. No. Like she said, it's a numbers game. You have to have enough people to talk to get the number that you want. So good job. And also the one thing about getting people to message you back, I have a little idea. It is sent when you are message them, a private message, tag them in the party and say, hey, I just sent you a fun message. Check it out. Let me know what you think. Then they're tagged. They now have a notification to go look for that message. And then you could, I think you can always see if they saw it or not. And if they don't respond back, it might not be a good time that they can respond to you. But within 24 hours, you can send that follow-up message. It's like, hey, I know we get busy. I'm really, you know, I wanted to make sure that you got my message and what you thought. It's just really quick. But then they're like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I was, you know, eating dinner, or I was, you know, making dinner, whatever. So don't be discouraged, because a lot of people, it's just not good timing for them. But I found that if you tag them in the party, say you're sending a message, they're more likely to respond.
Also, if they've already ordered, go in and get their text message or get their phone number and email and send it that way.
Yeah, you can email them, you can text them. Yeah.
Be a stalker.
There's nothing wrong with stalking, especially if their best intention is in mind. Yeah, your best intention is in mind when you're trying to help them, something like that. Yeah. So yeah, stalk away. You have my permission. Stalk everybody. But this has been so fun, you guys. I love seeing your faces. And remember, you need to set your goals. Like Renee was saying, if you don't have a goal, you're just kind of flailing in the air. So have a vision of what you want, what you're working toward this week, a weekly goal of what you want to accomplish by the end of the week. Wednesday, so Wednesday we'll be talking, those that are on my team. And then if you are on one of the other directors' teams. She'll talk to them on Wednesday. So I'll be putting out a message that you guys can pick the time slot that works for you. And then we will be chatting then. But if you guys have a question before Wednesday, you don't have to wait. Text me, message me, call me. Because this is your go month, and this is something we could talk every day, because you're going to be sending out a lot of messages to get the results you want. So go, 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 go. All right. Yeah. Thank you, Holly, for helping this week. Love you, my friend. And then we will see you soon, guys. Have a good night. Take care. Bye.
Great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your chicken and pasta.
I know, I sent it to everyone. Pamela asked me, and I was a ding dong that sent it to everybody because, I'm trying to multitask. I'm not really good at that.
That's all right. I made spaghetti and meatballs in my quick cooker tonight.
Oh,
nice.
I've still not tried that one.
Yum.
Oh my goodness.
So fast.